So you're having a good day?
Yeah, my day's been
How
good.
incredibly selfish of you.
I know.
I don't understand how you can sit there with a smile on your face and enjoy your life when Arik Armstead feels disrespected by the 49ers.
That was the coldest segue. Okay.
How can you think about yourself at a time like this when Armstead feels disrespected? Now, of course, he has a new team. He's making a lot of money. Everything worked out for him, but he feels extremely disrespected by the 49ers.
What are you going to do? What are you going to do? He shouldn't feel disrespected. I think the Niners did what they had to do. Honestly, the motive of why he got jettisoned has nothing to do with really the crux of the real reason why. The motive is he wasn't worth the money that he was getting paid. They saw the deal that they gave him. Jed said, I'm not going to pay you flat salary rate unless you come up off some of this because we need you, but just not at this rate, depending on what you give us production-wise, right? The best ability is availability, and that's something that Arik Armstead has been struggling with over the past several years since he's been with the 49ers. And for him not to recognize that and make this seem as though that the Niners in some way did him dirty is a bit rich. Now, was it a little unceremonious how he left? Yes. It was a little abrupt. It was quick. But at the end of the day, you forced your hand. And the only reason why it was abrupt is because the Niners did you a solid by letting you know what their thought process was and gave you a chance to go out there and bet on yourself. So really, the only reason why he was gone as quick as he was is because he's the one that made the decision to leave and go bet on himself as fast as he did and not massage exactly what the Niners had asked him. Now, he put out a video, and we don't know exactly how much the Niners made that cut. That's out there. But at the same time, to make this a us versus them, friend versus foe situation, being 9 years into your career, coming into age 30 and having degenerative injuries such as plantar fasciitis, hey, bro, that's just, you got by the game. That's just what it is.
And I understand him feeling extremely disrespected. I feel like probably every athlete would in this position, but it doesn't mean he has to make a podcast about it and talk about it and then bleep out the numbers so that people listen to the podcast and give them more views and more ad revenue. It feels tone deaf. Like,
right.
Whose sympathy are you looking for? They offered you millions and millions of dollars to play football.
Mm-hmm.
And you didn't want it. You wanted a few more $1 million to play football for another team. So are Niner fans supposed to really feel sad? Like, you know what? I was going to have a really nice Thursday. Sun's out. It's been raining for 6 months. But Arik Armstead feels disrespected. I'm going to think about Arik today. I'm going to take stock of my life.
You're a dick.
I'm sorry. It's like, who cares, man? You felt disrespected. They paid you $85 million in 9 years for like 30 sacks and good run defense, man. Like, they don't owe you anything. You owe them some. If you wanted to be a Niner for life, someone that these fans would really revere for generations, like they do with, I don't know, Joe Staley or someone like that. Well, you could have, I mean, that would have been a business decision. Take the pay cut. But you want to make the most money possible. You're in Jacksonville and embrace Duval County.
I believe we made this conversation. I think it was just you. Sometimes all my take conversations run together on me. But one thing that I feel like Arik possibly did was he just couldn't see the forest through the trees as far as his legacy is concerned. I mean, this is supposed to be a team that you're pushing to go get championships with. You leaving to go to the Jags all but says that you're done trying to win those championships. It's not happening. And you know that for sure. So you chose the bag over your legacy, quite honestly, because 1 year off of 10 years, being a vested employee for an organization, being a leader, it just is a little rich for being in the Man of the Year award, you know? So I just, you think that you would like to see a little bit more there, but it was just, it left more to be desired. And to be honest with you, he raised the discussion.
Yeah.
Right? Like, he was gone. He's out to Jacksonville. We all saw what he got paid. As a matter of fact, when this conversation came up to the Niners where they had carte blanche to let us know exactly how they felt, they took the high road. They were classy about it. Said, you know what? I wanted to give them the opportunity to make himself the best bag that he can get. And he went out and proved that. It's just that your career is over. Get happy losing. It's over.
Yeah, I mean, he wanted to play for. I wasn't going to bring up the Man of the Year thing, but you did. And so I'm glad. So now I'll talk about that. It's like he never won that award. He never won that award. He was nominated for it multiple times. He never won it. And now when like he said, he had some decisions to make. Well, we all saw the decision he made. I'm not saying I necessarily would have made a different decision, but he took the money.
Yeah, that was definitely took the money, and it let him know he chose his path. He chose his fate. Right. So coming back to posthumously like explain what happened. Look, this is why we love the chat. This is why we love this platform of content creation. You know why? Because you don't get a bully pulpit. People get to talk back. You don't get to just monologue. And what's awesome about that is that he put his platform on the same very platform in which we put, and you could look at the response from the fans. You can see how people feel. And it's just like, I feel like the overarching feel is I'm over it. Like, all right, Arik, sayonara, have a good one. So we'll see.
I think he was surprised. I think he might have been surprised by the response because look, Arik Armstead blocked me a few years ago on Twitter, but still, I've been following Arik Armstead for 9 years. He actually does have a social media presence. And whenever he would go to Twitter with his grievances the last 9 years, and he had a lot of them, Niner fans would really support him. I totally agree with you, Arik. Like Niner fans were the ones saying this guy's completely underrated. He's worth what he's getting paid. People don't understand about his run defense. And now that you left, what are you looking at?
I'm sorry, doing something for work.
Okay.
I'm sorry, talk. Yeah, just keep talking. I'm so sorry. Yeah.
I forgot what I was talking about. Yeah, I guess I forgot what I was talking about. Sorry. We can move on. I don't really have anything more I want to say about Arik Armstead. He's gone.
No, you were talking about Arik Armstead as far as him being the man of the year and how that displays itself in how his actions were leaving the team, right? Basically saying that he didn't put his money where his mouth is, and that it kind of showed exactly where his thought process was when the rubber met the road. He shows himself. The Niners put him in a position where he could have directly been.
Oh, what I wanted to say was the response he thought he was going to get. Like, if you watch the video, he kind of has that little grin that he has, like, I'm about to keep it real, and I'm about to get everyone on my side. You know what I mean? It's like, no, you're like, not. All those people that had your back on Twitter for the last 9 years that said, look, Arik's right. He's not that sensitive. He's not that this. He's not that. He's great. Look at the responses to your video, man. Now. And that's what happens when you sell out. You sold out. The Niners weren't trying to get rid of you. They just wanted to adjust your salary because, frankly, they overpaid you the last couple of years. Fair's fair. And you sold out. So
now that's
go
a good
enjoy
point.
Jacksonville.
That's a good point. Now,
sorry, I got it. I'm back.
Right. My thing is that he didn't get the response that he wanted. You know what I'm saying? And he was overpaid to begin with. And honestly, if you really look at it, the Niners did Arik a solid when they chose him over DeForest Buckner. They bet on him. They did. And for what it's worth, he didn't live up to his contract.
It didn't work out.
Live up to his contract.
They should have bet on Buckner.
Yeah, and they're trying to be nice about it. But it's like, all right, bro, we've kind of been doing this song and dance for long enough.
Right.
Maybe it's time you kind of like be a little bit pragmatic and give us a deal. Give us a home discount. And I feel like in a way, Arik kind of gaslit the Niners. It was like, what are you talking about? I'm worth $17 million.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly which. I don't care that I've been here 9 years. I'm going to go get my bag. So he went to go get paid.
Right. I get it. What does it mean? What means the most to him? His legacy with the franchise? He was going to be in that 10-year club. No, it's his bottom line, which makes him normal. But it also means don't come to Twitter looking for sympathy from anyone. Really, at this point.
Definitely. You can't come to Twitter looking for sympathy. But honestly, I don't think he came to Twitter looking for sympathy. I thought that he thought this was going to be a good shot in the arm for his platform. He even blanked out how much money the Niners actually paid. It was supposed to be kind of like a cliffhanger, like a teaser in a sense. Yeah. And it really didn't have the response that he thought it was, because it's just like, go home, Roger. Go home.
Show me examples of athletes who are playing and simultaneously starting a podcasting career.
Draymond.
Draymond and Armstead.
Paul George. The NBA guys are kind of like throwing you out the water, though. Well, JJ's retired. Jeff Teague is retired. The Knuckleheads are retired. All of the Smoke is retired.
Yep. It just feels like you got one foot in retirement once you started working on your podcast. And Draymond's kind of been playing like he's got one foot in retirement, considering he just got ejected last night. Armstead's been like partially retired the last 2 years. He makes appearances here and there. I just feel like it's a bad look to be doing the podcast at the same time. It's like, well, that's what you do next.
Well, what it truthfully does is that
I retired from my professional athlete career before starting my YouTube channel. I had to give it up. I had to hang up the cleats, but I did that.
I feel like this is my thing. I don't have a problem with it, Grant. I really don't. I was get off my lawn about it. I really was like, players shouldn't be. But the facts is that this is an actual skill. You actually do have to have the consistency and to keep up with it. And you don't get to just grab the mic and turn on the camera when your narrative works. Sometimes you got to grab the mic and get on the camera when your narrative doesn't work, right? And that's where we see I'm just gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. He's boring.
Well, there is that.
Arik Armstead is boring, bro.
Yes, he is.
If he's long-winded. If he was charismatic, right, and actually had like depth to what he was saying instead of, hey guys, I had to bet on myself. The Niners offered me blank $1 million. Now I'm in Jacksonville. What do you want me to do? Ho, ho, ho. Green Giant. Like, what do you want me to do?
How you have the option to listen to certain podcasts at 2x speed? He would be 4 times.
Speed him up.
Please.
Speed him up. Remember the Chappelle Show skit, the wrap-up box? Wrap him up.
When they would bring him out to the podium, his press conferences routinely be like 15 minutes, and he'd answer like 4 questions. That's like, oh my God.
It's like, I smell the blood of an Englishman. Like, come on, Arik.
He's like, man, I had to make some decisions. Like, yes, we know the decision you made.
Yes. Guess what I had to do? Arik had to pick on himself. So Arik is in Jacksonville. Arik is the man of the year, but Arik is now the man of Florida. Now I'm here. It's like, wrap it up, B. Wrap it up.
We were listening because you were on the team for 9 years. Now you're on Jacksonville, and we don't have to anymore. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Anyway, wish them all the best, but disrespected extremely. Yeah, man.
Yeah, bro.
My heart breaks for you, dude.
And you know what? There are other guys who are actually that are like doing sports. They're pro sports players, and they're really good content creators, right? Like I enjoy a little bit of Micah Parsons. It's not all.
That's true. Micah Parsons is a good example, because what I was thinking was a lot of times with these athletes that start doing podcasts, and it feels like they're thinking about, well, I might retire soon, like the Kelsey brothers. Like it's time to transition. It's like it's nothing wrong with that, but it kind of it's like a window into their like where they're at.
They're very good. They're naturally drawn to it. They know what they're doing. They know how to have like depth of knowledge and talk. But it's just like with Arik, man, it's like, and then the pastels and just like everything is white and beige, and then like the old Coming to America sexual chocolate mic. Get a real mic. I believe in children are the future. Teach them well and let them lead the way. Like, get a better mic. So it's just, I don't know.
It's like the Draymond Green show without the personality or the excitement.
Yes.
Or the interesting things that Draymond says. Like if you took out all of the good parts of the Draymond Green show, then you'd have the Arik Armstead show.
100%.
Yeah.
So
he's got to work on that. Yeah.
Yo, second career, man. Get him some acting classes, something like at least
he needs to call you.
Like I like something. Like lift your eyebrows. Do something.